Welcome back to episode 5 of the Asari, you beautiful people. Plan for this episode is we need to get rocket launcher production up and going. As we saw in the last episode, explosives plus tactical cloak, so what Kelzan has, is super effective. And that is something that we want to be able to, I guess, replicate fairly reliably, because right now we are not really in a situation to defend ourselves. We have a couple military turrets on each side, so 6 on each side. Still a little ways away from being able to get some dual autocannons, which will be our main line of defence. And so in that time, we are going to need something to tie us over. So if we look on research, we're on simple launchers already, going into advanced launchers, then into heavy weapons, and then into heavy auto turrets, which is still somewhat ways away. Going into gun links, because, well, with the mod that we have that allows you to wear the gun link over the helmet, they actually have some use. Then once that's stabilised, I think we should be in a situation to start pushing through into the old Rimeffect technology. So we'll start with Alliance weaponry into Alliance heavy weaponry, then into Alliance armour, and then into Alliance heavy armour. From there we'll go into weapons and then N7 armoury. From there complex fabrication and then into mass acceleration. And to round it all off, ammo modification. The mass accelerator turrets probably will be better than the autocannons, but that is still left to be seen. They're going to be super expensive, so we do need an infrastructure set behind it, and then also ammo modification. I think largely we are just going to be running disruptor rounds for the fairly simple reason that if I find someone with disruptor rounds, and if we have a look over here with the disruptor ammo, now this is on the halberd, so it does have better armor penetration than most, but 24mm is more than enough for almost anything that we're going to come across. 16 bullet damage and then 8 EMP. EMP is going to be super good at taking down shields, disabling mechanoids, frying mechanoid components. So across the board, a very useful little weapon. And then with the 24 armor penetration, anything in power armor is pretty much going to get spanked as well. So I think the disruptor ammo, just for the ease of logistics, is probably going to be our best bet. Okay, so this is a fun start to the episode. We have a infestation coming in. Now it is in the hospital. Thankfully we haven't moved the medical supplies in there yet. So I think our best bet is we just form up along here and just try to shoot down anything that comes through. What we can do is we can drop down the singularity. That's going to draw everything into a circle, which is going to make it a lot easier for us to gun down. Now, who should we have at the front? And I am thinking it might actually have to be GNU. He's got the big boy rifle, so he's not actually going to be super useful in a straight up firefight. And we will need to put him back in just a second. But let's get this bionic singularity into... I should move GNU back first and then bionic singularity whilst the door's still open. And hold door open. And let's go. And everyone should just about be able to fire in, and then they can only come at us one at a time. Cool, we do need to drop down the second one, yet just a little bit too late right there. And let's get that in as well. Oh no, they managed to spawn into our story. That is less than ideal. Not what we want. Okay, we'll deal with these first. No point underestimating them and over panicking. And just get to work on sorting these out. Using a bunch of bionic throws, that is going to mess them up because it stuns them a little bit, which is obviously super useful. Let's get another singularity in there. If I can click the right button, there we go. Cool, pretty much dealt with. Okay, you're bleeding out in 0.9 hours. How has that happened? Did you get shot in the back of the head? No, the spiders just mashed her up. Okay. Throw a healing potion. Right there. We might regret this. Let's see if this works. How is Nixan doing now? Still on 0.7. Right, I don't think that we can really wait any longer. So, rescue Nixan. Please tell me you got medical supplies on you. No, you do some plasteel, and is there medical supplies close by? Yes. Liara is close to those. A slight change of plan. There is way too many spiders in this section for us to be able to fight through and then get her into the bed, then get the medical supplies and come back. So what we've done is we're getting Benzia to rescue Nixan now. The other guys should hopefully be able to hold in cover. And she picks her up, drops her down here, and then straight onto tending, if you would kindly. Medical supplies are here. Got 0.6 hours. We are getting attacked by a little annoying bug, but Benzia should be fine. Do need to keep an eye on Liara. We've got 0.4 hours there. 2 hours, cool. So we held on this section. Move in. And yeah. Okay, not great, has to be said. I'm going to need you to move to this. Actually, no. Move to here. Can you move to there? Cool. And then you're just going to shoot in. Gnu move this side. Kelzan is doing okay. And it looks like Nixan is going to survive. Why are you not shooting your gun? Move back, get line of fire and fire in. I hate bugs in this game. They are fun, but super annoying. No, you're out of ammo. Awesome. Well, there's some incendiary clips there, so go pick these up for us and then reload your gun. Okay, inventory full. Yeah, you do have a bunch of stuff on you. Pick up and then start shooting. I prefer if you picked up. There we go. Cool. Don't think anyone else is going to die. Well, Kazan's got 6 hours, which obviously isn't great, but dealable. One good thing about bugs, though, is you can break them down into chem fuel. So we have the corpse from chem fuel mod. So we are refining chem fuel from corpses. You get 50 per pop, so we are just breaking down all of these insects. We could break them down into insect meat, but it's not really worth all that much. This we are going to be able to use for a bunch of stuff that we're going to need, and it looks like we also have the heavy auto turrets have just finished up. What we're working on down here is a little hard point built to this section. We will get the double auto cannon and put it in like that. Then a little bit more work over here on, I guess, the right side of the defensive line. We are chucking in a dual auto cannon. These shoot 20mm by 110mm rounds, which are super crazy powerful and can punch through centipedes like nobody's business, which is great. We're also lining the back wall, so if bugs come in, they can only spawn into a very small area. There is no open space on these sections either, which means that the bugs can't come into the gun chambers and actually wipe the guns out. We'll need to do something similar on this side, even though we have done it there, we just haven't done it on this one. But we will get to that soon enough. Now, what we've also researched is the rockets. So we can start kicking out our own Doomsdays. Not super cheap, 125 metal, 5 FSX and 8 components. But if that stops things like mortars getting dropped on our heads, that to me sounds like it's definitely going to be worth it. So we're going to build 2 of those and then reset the build to shred down mechanoids, which is something that I didn't realise that we had stopped doing. Nor that makes a massive difference, seeing as we've already processed through all of them anyway. Had a trader come in from the Azure, normally something that I wouldn't say about, but this time around they do have 322 disruptor rounds and also 241 incendiaries, which again normally wouldn't say about, but we are so low on ammo right now. Turns out I've only got 38 high explosive rounds and then 1 incendiary round kicking about. So this has really saved our bacon. We would have been in a lot more trouble if they hadn't shown up. We're also going to pick up their FSX. So with that, oh, and sell them the cloth, we should be able to get a couple Doomsdays online. Those Doomsdays are going to be quite important for when the next mechanoid raid comes. And if we can get Kelzan set up properly, we should be able to have her with 2 rockets. So you can get the first one, shoot it off, then swap straight out to the second and then get that off. And so far we have not come across a mechanoid cluster that 2 Doomsdays shouldn't be able to sort out. and this is the start of the new tech. We have Alliance weaponry unlocked now, so let's see what that will give us. Mate Avengers, Katanas, which are shotgun, Manta sniper rifle, Tempest SMG, M3 Predator, and a M19 Ballista, which is a sniper rifle. And it looks like they have rebalanced the pricing. They are not nearly as expensive as they were in the first series that we done on the Mass Effect kit, so that's good. Now, making actual thermal ammo is not super cheap. It looks like this is their AP ones. Armor piercing, yeah. And that is just an accelerated slug. Cool, so we can now just start kicking out AP rounds. Somewhat expensive. And how many do we get? So we'll just build one for the moment and see what happens. So we'll pull Nick Zan over and see how much we get for all of this. Because if it's a decent mount, that is good. Does take a little while to make though, has to be said. And how many rounds are you going to give me? Because we're hoping probably about 100 of that sort of price. 200. Do you know what? That is not super bad. Considering what they do, I think that is something that we can afford. Well, we definitely can afford. And as the game goes later on, getting those resources is just going to get easier and easier. And then we're going to be able to produce more and more ammo. Yeah, I am not mad. Now, this should be a little bit of fun. We do have a Reaper Onslaught coming in. It's looking like it's a decent size. We've got some Brutes, a whole bunch of Husks, Marauders. And which ones were these? These are the Marauders, and those are the Cannibals. Sweet. They're going to come in, and they're basically going to poke their head around this corner and then get utterly obliterated. I think we're going to have to put some spotlights in, just so they have a little bit better fire at night. Did put some wall lights in behind to try and get rid of this, but now they're covered. However, we do really want our turrets in light. Big debate whether it makes a difference or not, but I'm going to err on the side of caution for the moment. And Kelzan, how about you tactical cloak and get out of there? So this is the plan. It doesn't matter where they go, they are going to be able to get shot from both sides. So they come on this side, they can get shot along there, then also get shot by the turrets. If they try to pull back here and shoot, they get caught out in the open as well. So as a gauntlet goes, it seems to be going alright. I think we'll probably have to call our guys in. So the Asaris, you move along here. And yeah, they are able to support these ones. And if they try to go into cover, it doesn't matter which side they go on, because there's always going to be another side that can shoot them. So I would call that a victory. That worked out pretty good. Now, let's get all of these allowed, and then try to start shredding them down. First floor of the base is kind of to be expected. These walls burn, which is a slight issue. So we had a couple of the Husks ran around the outside of the base for some reason, and then decided to start burning the walls. Which to me means that what we do need is a rat run built into here. And for the moment, it's not going to be super fancy, but this will do for the moment. We can always reinforce it and make it a little bit more resilient to attack, but everyone has to run around the outside of the base. If we got that there, they can obviously just run over through and sort it. But details, not a massive issue. A shorter episode today, but thank you very much for watching the Asari. I've been Conti. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.